Hi, Damian. So, what a run today.
It was great.
Yeah, and here we are again
There
at
we
the
go.
Grey Matter.
Yeah, so thank you for having me on.
Thank you for
been
coming.
amazing. I think the energy from the run is a great way to start the day, and it just carries on the rest of the day.
Yeah,
So
in this heat,
excited. Yeah.
do you guys have the same
That's what
energy
I'm
that you
saying.
guys woke up with?
Yes.
We are
Before
trying
we-
to, with a lot of water.
I can see the change of clothes back there. You did run up quite a
I
stretch.
do. Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, Damian, for being on the Grey Matter. We'll start with the questions, but why don't you tell us a little bit about the run and how it all started? Why it all started? That's more important.
So yeah, I mean, I moved to New York City from Michigan
Right.
3 years ago, and it was a big shift for me, just coming from a smaller town to a place like New York, where the best of the best live, and it's like everyone here seems.
And you were
to be
telling this to the
something.
guys who came from Pakistan.
Yeah, yeah. The best of the best of Pakistan is here as well.
Yep.
Yeah, but the journey from there
Yeah.
to here, it's,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine.
Sorry for the interruption. Go
No,
ahead.
no.
You came to
No,
New York
we're-
3 years ago.
I mean, everyone. It's hard to meet people in New York too. I think it's easier to meet people if like you're not from New York, just because you have your own background, your own history. But the people who live in New York are definitely like they live up to their name.
Yeah.
So I found it difficult to meet people, get out there. I was going to like networking events or happy hours, and for me, it didn't really like fit with how I wanted to communicate or how I was like comfortable from like Michigan. Like I played sports and stuff growing up, so I wanted to create a environment where I could make friends in a way that was natural for me, doing something that I was doing anyway, and that was running. So I just
Got it.
texted a few friends to get together and run, and that was 2 years ago. They're all a group of founders. We had 5 people. For a year, we were just running every single week. And now we've grown. We're running in New York, we're running in San Francisco every week, as well as Singapore. And we have like 7,000 people like on the email list following and coming out to
Wow, that's
Wow.
New
a
York
bunch of
run.
events.
That's the Founders Run Club.
Founders Common is
Founders
the
Common.
name of the community, and then Founders Run Club is the runs.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
And they do a lot of other stuff as sauna and cold plunges and parties. So,
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, just try to keep it, natural. And what I found too is that,
And it's healthy interaction.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be like, shaking cards or like trading business cards, and that's great. But what I found is just if you make friendships and actually like,
Meaningful
with people,
connections.
yeah, and then that'll come.
Super. So I'm assuming that's not your day job.
It's not, no, it's a side hustle. We do have like a membership portion of that, but I do on a daily basis. It's a wellness media company that utilizes AI to create content for wellness practices around the country.
Give us an example.
So, I mean, our first client was a chiropractor who's a family friend. So we just started working with him. This was like pre-AI. Chatbots back in like 2019 were like very archaic. Like you had to say, this is like an example of the words that you would give, right? So if someone asked for hours, you give it 5 examples of what.
Do you mean this?
Yeah, exactly.
You had to,
yeah.
like, pick-
You had to, yeah. It was called like an intent. So you had to map out like this is like 5 different things that people could ask, and like this is the exact response, and just insert the message or to insert the hours into that message. Whereas now, I mean, it's come a long way. But I was kind of like doing the early stage of that for those practices and just helping automate things.
For their communication with clients, right? But
Yeah,
so
for
it's a media company.
Yes.
We were earlier speaking while the setup was happening that you shoot a lot of content. You create content for these guys, for
Yes.
your customers.
Yes.
So how does that work and where does AI come into play?
So we create a lot of content, and we have videographers in local areas from LA is a big pocket, Pacific Northwest, Florida, like all over the country, and we get a lot of content from these videographers. So one of the things that we do to organize the content using AI is to use one of OpenAI's models that has image recognition. So it says, okay, this is like a chiropractic adjustment. This is an image of the office, and we use that to tag the footage, and then we can streamlined process for our editing team, and then be able to pick the best hooks as well, in order to grab attention on social media.
So it's sort of, in a way, it sort of tags all content and it makes their life easier. They don't have to sift through a lot of data, so they can write, all right, so a guy running in black shorts,
Exactly.
they will put it out.
Yes. Yes.
Text to image
Text to
recognition, and then it
image.
gives you that video file, and then you sort of bring it on the timeline. So do you
Yeah.
edit it on your AI platform, or is that besides AI?
That's human. I mean, AI it's gone really far in image generation or video generation, but in terms of working with actual content, it's quite, data intensive to do that, because if you think about it, it's 30 frames per second, right? So that's 30 pictures clipped together times 60 seconds. You're looking at quick math, 1,800 images to categorize.
Which are almost similar.
What's up?
Which are almost similar.
Yeah, they're very similar, right? So you can kind of like sample at different rates, but it's just very hard for an AI to, look at actual like real content as opposed to generating it.
And like, how do you acquire your customers, and how many customers you guys have set up in these years?
So we acquire it mostly through referrals and paid ads. We have working about 100 practices right now.
Wow.
And that's, recurring on a recurring basis. Then we've also done shots. I think we have close to 1,000 practices that we've worked with. And that's just, creating the content for them, as well as videographers. We have like a list of our community of like 5,000 videographers around the country that we
I have noticed that, like we generally do, and for our work, we shoot the content ourselves. We don't have any specialists, although of course it's my area of expertise that we can shoot content. But do you feel that, with your mobile phones and all these fancy gadgets making it very easy to shoot content, more and more founders or more and more businesses are shooting the content themselves? Or is there real value that they still seek that we should go to specialists? Because that's also one of my struggles, that we can do it, we have an iPhone, we're going to shoot it ourselves. But how do you tell that story? What are your thoughts on it?
Well, for every task in a business, I think there is like a market value that you can put on that task, right? To hire someone else to do it. So for a lot of these doctors who are doing maybe $1 million or $2 million a year in their business, they can do it. The technology is there. They can use their phones. They can capture the content. But is that a good use of their time when they could hire someone for a couple $100 to come in and film content that they can use for a month, right?
Makes sense.
So yeah, I think there's definitely, it is more accessible, but it's then the time piece and then the mental bandwidth.
The full
There's a lot
service.
of, yeah, exactly. Like how do you,
And a lot of small peculiar facts like lighting, framing, because most of the time customers say they can do, but they're not expert at that.
Precisely.
right. Yeah, so it does make a big difference, and it's a mental load too. Like the doctors or
It's not the core.
yeah, exactly. They want to focus on helping the patients. They didn't get into helping or they didn't get their degree to
Make content.
make content.
Yeah, I think marketing.
Exactly.
Yeah, but my
exactly.
next question is that it may get you more team members, because a lot of people would be seeing this content. So how do you sort of make your team? Are they contractors, or are they working full time with you, or there are hours they work with you on a contract or a project basis?
So my team, we have 7 full time right now, and then the videographers we hire are on a contract basis.
Right. So the editing team is the
Full time.
full time.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Because the company is there for like 6 years now.
3 years.
6.
Six,
Oh,
yeah.
excellent.
So that's why there's.
So this was before COVID, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
how
that's right.
how did what was happening during COVID?
Because we were just launched in 2019 and COVID happened. So
It just happened. Yeah, I mean, we got really lucky because it was an essential service like medical, where they weren't forced to shut down.
health sector.
So that's your niche.
Yes,
Like
yes.
wellness and health sector. So you
Yeah.
cover salons, spas.
Yeah,
chiropractors.
like med spas, chiropractors. Yeah, exactly.
And mostly this content is for internal use as well as for public marketing and stuff.
It's mostly public marketing, yeah. I mean, that's what we found is like the value add for those clinics is they want to serve more patients. And for me, like it kind of ties back to my story because when I was growing up, I was super shy. I was in this mental fog, and I had all this acne. And I didn't know what was going wrong, so I went to all these like standard doctors, and they were giving me these prescriptions. You know, I tried pills, I tried Accutane, I tried.
But
stuff
what
that I
worked
don't-
eventually?
Nothing works.
Okay.
Besides,
You were-
I went to one natural health practice that changed the lifestyle. Yeah.
And what was that?
He was like motivated me to like, okay, you got to cut out gluten. Let's get you tested for actually like what changes.
Intolerance.
So you did change
Sugar
what
and-
dietary changes, sugar. Yeah, and it was that, having this community of like a smaller doctor who built a community in his practice, that allowed me to.
So basically, you were the guy who was responsible for all those late night videos that we watch of chiropractors cracking bones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm gonna do this, and then all of a sudden there are these embarrassing videos where
Yeah.
certain angle people are leaking some hair.
But that sound is very interesting, you know.
What the
The-
leaking
the-
of the
no.
hair or leaking of the bones?
No, the cracking of the
The
bone.
cracking.
Even I saw this video of someone like doing chiropractic on dogs.
Oh yeah,
Dogs, feeling relaxed, really.
We have some animal chiropractors too.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone needs to get adjusted.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but what's the next frontier for you? I mean, are you going to stick to wellness, or do you feel there are other areas where you could expand your scope?
I think wellness is just it aligns with me. So I think I don't want to expand my scope just because I don't know. We found success here, and it's what I enjoy, and the market is so big. So if I enjoy doing it, I would enjoy other things as much, and this market still has untapped potential. Then let's stick to it, and it's just meaningful for me because that was the journey I went on to help other people be able to live a life.
And I feel it's closer because you also at one point, as you mentioned, the meds weren't working, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was going through the same things. Yeah. So
I saw your video, you had long hair and you were talking about this journey and stuff.
yeah, way back. I had a mullet at one point.
So tell us how technology is helping you in your business and how you're selling your services through a website maybe.
Through a website. I mean, so yeah, like these days, we get eyeballs through referrals. People hear about us, or through word of mouth, or paid ads, right? And then when they see that, they're like, okay, I need to check out what is this company really about. So the website for us is less of a go out and sell. It's more, here's proof that these people
And
know what they're doing.
conversion.
Conversion, right? Yeah. So we have testimonials, we have our story. It tells the journey of how we got there, why we're here.
Yeah, those testimonials and happy customers is the best way to do organic marketing.
Yeah.
So in these years and recently, other than AI, what other trends you notice, like the doctors are more like concerned about their content, or they want to market themselves more, or are they getting serious about marketing? So what are the new trends?
Yeah, what's driving them to invest in content?
That's where the attention is.
Okay.
That's where the attention is, and the level of content that's out there is really growing. Like it's getting, like the bar is getting higher. Yeah.
And so it's creating clutter.
It's creating clutter.
That's the curveball.
It's creating clutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But if you have something that's really high quality, that cuts through the clutter.
Is Dr. Rahim a customer?
Rahim?
He's from LA.
I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Dr. Rahim?
Yeah, Dr. Rahim. He's a chiropractor.
Okay.
And last year I tried to get an appointment. So they said, yeah, sure. We could give an appointment for after 19 months.
Okay.
Well,
He's got
19
multiple
months.
cameras, multiple mics capturing all of those sounds. And
Okay.
he's amazing. Like people come bent, crooked, broken, and he just fixes them up.
Okay. Wow.
It's great content.
right. That cuts through the clutter. It's high quality.
Yeah, it's high quality. But that also brings me to a very interesting point, because a lot of people then think that now that they've seen a video, they try to do it on
themselves.
their family. That's the challenge.
It's no go.
Yeah, I heard a story of someone I know, and like she couldn't walk for like 6 months. She was going through some chiropractor, and she needed something, and there was some sound in the bag, and she couldn't move for 6 months. Yeah.
She went for something smaller, but she came back with something big. Right?
Yes.
Interesting.
So, tell me, Damian, why you started that? What was the background, and what was your maybe educational background and prior experience before starting this business?
I went to school at the University of Michigan
Mhm.
and studied computer science and
Okay.
business. I had a bad experience with an internship before starting my business, and that's why I didn't want to go corporate.
Okay, so what internship was that? What you were doing there?
I was purchasing nuts and bolts from an automotive company, or for an automotive company.
Okay. You were in the procurement department.
Procurement, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Sitting in front of a spreadsheet all day, didn't like it, so I wanted to start my own thing, and decided it was aligned.
Okay.
Health and wellness. I was always into it, right?
And I think you made that decision at the right time because content was getting serious for last 6 years, and videos especially.
Yeah.
So most of the selling these days we see is.
But what's the next frontier? I mean, I'm yes, I support content. We are shooting content over here today. But then, there's so much content. There's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's LinkedIn, and I'm sure there would be something else that would come up. But how do you sort of make that paradigm shift the way content is shot? Are there any thoughts there? Are you working on something?
I mean, the biggest shift for me, I flew out to a social media event in Kelowna with a guy called Dan Martell, and he went from 100,000 followers to 1.5, 2 million across all channels in 18 months. So I was like, all right, this guy's doing something. What is it? And biggest shift, the takeaway, people are flying in from Seoul, South Korea, Spain, just to learn from this guy. He said the biggest shift for him was to go from marketing to a media company. A marketing department to media company. And what that means for him was instead of, marketing as a department of the company in order to drive, sales.
For someone else.
Yeah. Well, it's internal, right? So if you think about this is his company that he owns.
Right.
He has a marketing department, or he turns it into a media company. And the mindset shift is when it's a media company, the product is the media. And when the product's media, you're giving away everything for free. That's the value that you're providing.
So like the Kardashians.
Yeah.
They are the media.
Yeah. And that's
They
the
can launch skins, they can launch it.
billions of dollars, right?
Yeah. Once you have followers, you can sell
You
anything.
have the attention,
Yeah.
and then you can direct that attention to any
Like Dr.
business
Burke,
they
right?
want. Dr. Burke.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
he's-
any celebrity, Dr. Oz.
Amazing thing is that he sells nutrition,
Yeah,
like supplements, and he speaks about body and gut and all of that and probiotics. But in reality, he's a chiropractor. It's like me trying to make software.
yeah.
Software engineer recording content.
Oh, that's fine. You're not selling, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, again, attention. Yes, that makes sense because attention. Sort of once you have the attention, then you have their dollars. That's what I would say.
Yep.
So attention gets you dollars. Can you
Yes.
say that? Can be recorded somewhere that these
I
great
think you're
words were
right.
said?
The right attention. The right.
Yes,
attention.
the right
Because there's different people too, right? I mean, there's people that have 5,000 followers who are making millions of dollars on those followers, or there's also people that have 500,000 that are barely making anything.
Yeah.
So it's not
The right
necessarily-
attention.
It's the right attention.
The right audience.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was watching all these movies and drama and all of the actors, and I was like, they all will be very rich. But later on, I realized that being beautiful, intelligent, rich, or popular doesn't mean you're converting into dollars. It's a complete art of, that's what I noticed, that converting followership into dollars, or maybe good content into dollars is a separate task. And you have to be lucky as well.
Well, you have to be lucky. Luck plays a role.
Yeah.
Has luck played a role in
So
your
how,
career?
yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Has it?
I mean, the like we mentioned earlier, COVID, that was super lucky that I wasn't I mean, I probably would have figured it out, but I was in an industry that was maintained, throughout that time. I mean, there's so many things I probably don't even know how lucky.
But
I
how
am,
did you
but
get into
just,
content?
How did I get into content?
Like, why did you start to make this company that could shoot content?
It was just a need. It was a need.
Right.
They
So,
needed it, yeah.
and your
I chose
education
like the
back then?
market. What's up?
Your education back that?
No, I didn't do any.
He was computer science. He was just in computer science. And he did at first.
Yeah.
He did some internship, which was very boring, and he was doing some procurement for some nuts and bolts, and he found it pathetic. And that's why, or maybe you got your first customer at that time for content production. That's what made you decide that, I'll do this.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I've grown passionate about it like over time, but I didn't know right.
Sometimes things are that simple.
Yeah.
That you got your first customer in one domain and, you do it.
And that's how you start.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
luck playing its role, right? That's
Right.
the universe telling
Totally.
you.
Yeah. And then it's just from there, like for the community, it's just kind of like following my own desires.
So you have any targets for like these many customers or this many employees, or I want to grow to this size? So any raw thoughts on that?
Right now, the target is 10 million revenue, which would be about 400 customers, and that's where we're shooting right now.
Awesome.
Which would
Awesome.
mean like we want to get to 1 million people that have been served through this content. Right now, we're getting I think 1.2 million people see the content we're creating every week.
Wow.
So yeah, we want to get.
So
that
these
up.
stats are from YouTube, or these stats are from?
Multiple platforms.
Multiple platforms, yeah, but mostly Instagram and Meta or
Okay.
Facebook.
Yeah. So that brings me to another question. What kind of equipment do you guys use?
Equipment. That is, do we use or do our clients use?
No, your team when they go to shoot for clients.
Mhm.
What do you do?
It's across the board, but we typically use, I mean, specifically like a Sony FX3.
Okay.
It's really good, but we typically try to find someone who's more skilled on the camera rather than the equipment. And specifically,
So equipment doesn't matter, right?
What's up?
So good equipment doesn't matter really.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, you can make great work with an iPhone.
Yeah, just like we are.
Exactly. Yes. So someone with a trained eye can tell, but it doesn't really matter if your story or your communication is good and like the edit and the story.
The content has to be
It
good.
has to be good.
And it has to be shot in a nice way because you see you have these short film festivals, phone film festivals that are shot completely on iPhone.
Yeah.
That's what Apple even advertised
Right.
when they launched their phones
Yeah.
and their cameras, which are pretty much 2 years behind what the others are offering, but still they marketed it better.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So that, like when you're asking like, okay, why don't the doctors do it themselves? It's not necessarily you're hiring someone.
It's
for
that
it.
creative
It's
angle
the
that you
creative
bring,
idea, yeah, exactly.
right?
Yeah. Or and it's a lot of times it's so hard for doctors to communicate because they're in it on the day to day. They don't know what the questions are that people have or like how to communicate that on a level that people understand.
Yeah, the creative.
Yeah, and like someone external, they can come in and say, don't say this specific term like you have lordosis in your upper spine.
Yeah, we don't
Right?
get
You just have you have a curved spine, and straight means or curved means sick, straight means healthy. That's keep it simple.
Simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it helps to have some external to do.
What can anything you would like to specifically, because you have shared the numbers, he has been very quick and like he was ready with the answer. Anything specific you would like us to like shed light on, or which you did very in a different way, maybe your competition? So tell us about your competition. So how are how you're dealing with that, and how much you think is there in the city?
Is price a factor when it comes to your kind of business? Well, because there could be a competitor, like Varun said, they could be offering something at a much lower cost.
Yes.
Is that a real problem?
Are you gonna skimp out on cheap brakes for your car or cheap car seat for your kids? You're gonna get the most expensive one. So if something matters to you, you're gonna.
So you're the most expensive one? Is that what it
You're one
is?
of them, yeah.
Well, then, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we're hitting the 10 million target.
Yep. But you need that's the thing, and that's one of my philosophies. You need to charge enough to be able to invest back into providing the best service possible. And if you don't have the resources to invest in creating or invest in your team,
Yeah.
hire the best people or invest in the product. And make
I
it
think
better.
Huda and I would agree with this because, we sort of work with this philosophy that, low-paying customers are bad customers. They make life miserable. So if somebody is paying top buck, yes, they would expect quality, but they won't really drive you crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
They just want the job done.
Yeah.
I think it's the best strategy that because you have to add stuff to your portfolio, and if the customer is paying low, you produce bad stuff, and we don't want that on our portfolio.
Precisely.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So-
And then you end up taking a job that does not pay good, and still you can't use it for your portfolio.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
And we don't
customers-
feel good, and we
So-
cannot market it.
if any of the customers are watching, spend big money. So I'll take you towards now closing the show because we've covered a lot of your journey and what you do. And you are in the creative space. You have an engineering background, but there's one question that I would like to ask. It's more philosophical, and it's an interesting way. It sort of came about by accident, and now it's one of the main interactions of the show, besides having great people on the show, and that is, what is the gray matter to you?
What is the gray matter to you?
Yeah, it always does that. Oh, what
And
do I
I
answer?
can take this wherever I want. Whatever comes to mind. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is gray area, and that to me is not specifically defined. So if there is a gray area, then it's kind of up to you to figure it out. And that is, it's a scary place to be, but it's also a fun place that allows you to create.
That's where the action happens, right?
That's where the action
Yes.
yes, it happens in the gray
So,
area.
well, I never comment if it's right or wrong. It's just a perspective, and it's always great to see how people explore because I feel gray is the most powerful element in anybody's life, right? Because that's what defines. That's the in between, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yes,
up to us.
it's a place between black and white.
Yep. And I believe that is the time where we can safely conclude our show.
Yes.
Since this episode, run the show, sorry. So we can safely conclude the episode now with those.
It'll be continued.
With
I'm
that
not the last
message.
guest ever.
Thank you
Wasn't
very
that
much,
bad.
David.
Thank you very much for
Hopefully,
coming.
I will take your invite and I'm going to be at the next run. It's a bit too early for me. But if the weather allows and the schedule allows, I'm going to be at the next run with you guys.
Or maybe in the evening run.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
I was trying to
Yes.
get out of it, but for
This
insurance.
Wednesday, yes.
This Wednesday.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right. Excellent. Thank you very much, Damian. Our best wishes
Thank you
to
very
you.
much for coming.
And we're going to have your details in the description of the episode. So in case there are chiropractors or wellness experts out there who want to use your services,
Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks so much.
They can
for
reach out
having
to you. Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you.
Take care.
me.